Coming up on Valley News Live at 10, a whistleblower alerts us to bed bugs at a senior living facility. You won't believe how long it's been going on.
A Fargo woman is trying to get her neighbor to pay up after she says his dog nearly killed hers.
Plus, a fully vaccinated Minnesota nurse unable to leave her hotel room after testing positive for COVID. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
We begin tonight with a Valley News Live exclusive. Bed bugs in an assisted living home in Detroit Lakes. That's what was told to us through our whistleblower hotline.
Valley News team's Erin Walling traveled to Detroit Lakes to bring us this story.
An employee of Lakes Homes in Detroit Lakes alerted us to bed bugs in a home which cares for adults living with disabilities and mental illness. They provided us with these photos. You can see the bed bugs being found on wheelchairs and on the furniture. The whistleblower says that the bed bugs became an issue 6 months ago. However, the development director of Lakes Homes, Barb DeVoe, admits it goes back further than that.
So actually it was August when we first started treating this situation. All the residents left the house. They turned everything inside out and upside down while they treated. We were evacuated from the home for 8 hours, and then they were allowed to come back in.
Allowed to return, but not in the clear. DeVoe tells us that Lakes Homes is now using an outside agency, along with tasking staff, to handle the bugs.
We are treating. We had a company come in and fumigate the home, and there's still some stragglers, but that's kind of what we're learning is the life cycle of a bed bug.
While these insects may not carry harmful diseases, according to Doug Schultz of the Minnesota Department of Health, bed bugs can cause health problems.
They can cause sort of secondary infections from the bites and from itching.
Schultz says these situations need to be taken seriously.
It's a sanitary concern. They shouldn't be there. That's true even for our hotels and motels that we regulate. Like I said, if they're bad enough, they can lead to secondary infections from the sores that they cause.
According to Becker County public health officials, bed bugs are not a reportable condition, meaning Lakes Homes didn't have to notify the health department. In Detroit Lakes, Erin Walling, Valley News Live.
According to DeVoe, they are still treating the home and trying to eradicate the bed bug problem. If you need help uncovering an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip.
Firefighters are making progress in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park's North Unit, but thousands more acres have burned. An estimated 5,000 acres have burned already. The fire is 45% contained. Firefighters are now hoping to take advantage of better weather conditions. That part of North Dakota could really use some rain, and it's a similar situation here in the Red River Valley. Tonight, a few raindrops in Fargo. Hutch is here now to tell us when we can expect more. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. We do have drought conditions that are most impactful out in the central and western part of the Dakotas. The Devil's Lake Basin seeing some severe drought conditions. The rain much needed, and where it's needed out west, it's not happening. Here's a few rain reports so far tonight. Many at 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rainfall thus far. Lisbon picking up or reporting 5/100ths. The rain showers have now pushed north to the I-94 corridor. Couple of rumbles of thunder in southern Minnesota. Notice that near Fargo-Moorhead we do have some orange and yellow colors, so some slightly heavier shower activity here and from Detroit Lakes through Pelican Rapids and on towards Rothsay, Lisbon and out towards Oaks, seeing some heavier showers as well. The showers will persist into the overnight for many of us as temperatures will be steady in the south. I'll have details on how much you can expect and even more showers for a wet Wednesday in your forecast here in a moment.
More is good.
Yes.
Thanks.
Tonight, a Fargo woman is devastated after her dog was attacked by a neighbor's dog. And now she's on the hunt to find the people who witnessed the attack to help prove it. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor has her story.
Carol Kavit experienced one of her worst nightmares.
We were out in my front yard and I was raking the leaves. And I turned, I was raking, and I thought I heard something. And here the dog must have come in my yard.
Her loving pet, Beamer, was attacked by a neighbor's dog.
I ran over there and I grabbed the leash, and I didn't want to pull my dog away because I didn't know if he Yeah, I figured he had a hold on him.
In the midst of the attack,
I was screaming so loud and I felt like I wanted to cry.
she thought her worst fear would come true.
I thought my dog was dead because he wasn't moving, he wasn't making any noises.
Carol says the other dog finally let go after 3 neighbors were passing by.
I think they scared him away.
Too shaken to drive herself, she asked a friend to rush them to an emergency veterinary hospital.
And he's got a shunt in the top of his head and some stitches.
That attack left Carol with a nearly $700 vet bill, and she says she reached out to the owners of the other dog.
I said, I feel you're responsible that your dog got out of your yard.
But the owners were not willing to fork over the money.
He wanted me to take the bill back, and I said, no, it's your responsibility.
Now with her word against theirs,
if I need to go further pursuing this, I will.
She is searching for those neighbors who witnessed the attack to hopefully bring an end to this horrible situation. In Fargo, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
If you know anything about this attack, call police.
A small Minnesota town is up in arms tonight after an online petition surfaced in hopes of stripping the school district of its mascot, claiming it's a nod to Confederate soldiers. Alums of Dilworth, Glendon, Felton Public Schools say the Rebel name and mascot was first adopted in the mid-'80s when both track and wrestling athletes from Dilworth and Glendon Felton schools combined. The schools later merged in the early '90s.
We needed to come up with a combined team name. We just thought running Rebels, for a track team, it sounded cool. We didn't have any reference to Confederate soldier or anything like that.
The superintendent tells us since then, concerns over the mascot have popped up from time to time, adding with the district's current upgrades and projects, a mascot change isn't out of the question, adding it wouldn't come until this summer or fall. He also wants parents and students to have ample time to voice their opinions.
The White House plans to provide guidance on the use of vaccination credentials, like the so-called vaccine passport. At this point, the White House says there will not be a federal vaccination credential.
Government is not now, nor will we be supporting a system that requires Americans to carry a credential. There will be no federal vaccinations database and no federal mandate requiring everyone to obtain a single vaccination credential. As these tools are being considered by the private and nonprofit sectors.
Some argue the passports are a security risk and could lead to discrimination. Fargo is offering walk-in vaccine clinics for the next 2 days, and there are several other options to receive a shot across the region. To compare them, you can use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up.
2 bills which have increased or would have increased transparency of campaign contributions failed in the North Dakota Senate today. Most of the lawmakers who oppose one of the bills say there wouldn't be much of an increase in transparency, just additional work.
House Bill 1496 is a bill with good intentions, but in the end adds a lot of busy work for not a lot of benefit.
Another bill which was brought forward on a bipartisan front would have required multi-candidate committees to report whose campaign they contributed to, how much, and whether it was to support or oppose a candidate. The Secretary of State's office would have also needed additional funding in order to fulfill the internet filling requirements.
It's a very small room. They literally have a guard standing outside my door 24/7.
Still ahead on Valley News Live at 10, a vaccinated Minnesota nurse stuck in Mexico after testing positive for COVID.
Mid-50s in Fargo this afternoon, and now heading into the nighttime hours, some much needed rain making its way into the valley, mainly in the southern portion of our viewing areas where the rain chance exists. We'll have the latest in your forecast and what you can expect next.